Everything in existence began with a spark. The Big Bang Theory began with a spark, if you believe in that. Galaxies, supernovas, the birth and death of stars, bombs, lightning, fires, explosives, and yes, life. A spark is life and death, but the spark itself doesn't die. Our life began with a spark. Some of you may have seen these recent videos floating around the web that at the moment of conception there is a spark. This is an incredible find because now the Catholic Church believes this is the moment the soul enters the cell. I believe that too, and since energy can never be created or destroyed, that would mean you've been around for a very long time. A spark is energy. We need energy to exist. Energy is everywhere. Anything that moves uses energy. Everything else is stored energy. That's why things like crystals and stones are important to a lot of people. Our reality is manifested energy, as we found out by the Mandela effect. That's why it can be changed. Energy is magic. The human body, robots, and animals uses energy to create motion. Most people think that the soul is what gives the human body life. That is incorrect. The soul, or the light, is what controls the body. You are not your body. You know, the older you get, there's always something you still think you can do that you used to do when you were younger and find out how wrong you were. It's because there's no limit for the soul. The soul is convinced anything is achievable. That's why you dream you could do things that would be difficult in the physical world. The body is just a vehicle for you to experience life in the physical world. It's the sun that fuels the body. Plants convert light to fuel, and our body uses that fuel to keep the body in motion. Even meat eaters. At some point, that animal consumed a plant-based food. I don't know what to say about people that eat animals that eat meat such as dogs, cats, or rats, but at some point, the animal they eat at the smallest level ate a plant-based food. You keep filling yourself with fake food and junk food, it will eventually break the body down. It lowers your vibration and promotes cancer. Let's talk about the human body for a second. Your body is comprised of living cells, germs, and bacteria all have a specific function working together as one unit, like humans supposed to work together with the planet as one unit. When an earthquake hits a city, we repair it just the same as cells repair the body when it's cut. The planets work together as a unit for the solar system and so on. The solar system follows the same patterns as an atom. Our brain has billions, or is it trillions, of neurons that passes billion bits of information to each other in an instant. How do we know that we're not the neurons in this massive brain called dark matter? We got the World Wide Web now and we act exactly like neurons using it. This video was supposed to be about energy, but somehow it led me to clones. Human clones specifically. Some of you are probably saying, oh, you one of those who believe in that crap. Yes, I am. I don't pass anything people with power do. 1, it's scientifically possible it could be done. 2, they've been cloning for decades, so yes, they do in humans.
About that?
Well, let me tell you. The movie shows it, but I'll share it with you right now.
All right.
All I need to do is take 2 cells off of your body, yours.
Uh-huh.
We give them a small electrical charge. I'm just don't act like a fertilized egg. If I got a fertilized egg, all I need is a receiver in order to make it. So they were hypnotizing women, said they were being invaded by aliens. And the fetus starts growing, right? Needs food. Well, they can use cows and sheep, too. Again, a food source. That's all we need. After about 14 weeks, all of a sudden, that fetus is gone. Because they've learned to that's when the fetus starts developing its own blood supply. Then they've used a pituitary hormone extract that they have, which accelerates the being that grows. And the original technology was given to our government by the Greys. Now, the reason was that our scientists were all excited because we could have spare parts. If you need a heart or a liver or anything, you won't have any rejection. It's your own DNA, right?
Okay, because theoretically, if we have overpopulation, we don't need more people, right?
But the so-called elite are selecting on who they want to have around anyway, so if we want to keep people going as long as we can. I talked to the doctor that was working on regeneration of Castro, for instance.
Right.
On the DNA sequencing. And they're just learning about this.
Well, my understanding is that a lot of presidents have already been replaced.
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're walking around. They look old, but they basically some of the people are just
I'll
second,
give you
third
something
copies.
I'll give you something to ponder. Get some old videos of George Bush, when he first came into office. Look at the person and listen to him speak. Look at his actions and listen to everything that's there. Now, it's a lot easier to put somebody out in front to act as even Bush did. He had somebody else that was up there acting like he is and look like it. Even Hitler had he had his stand. In fact, his stand-in was the one that they found in in the ground over in Germany. I mean, Hitler and Eva and the dog and 14 other people got aboard a plane and flew down to Barcelona, Spain. You were aware of that. And then ended up in Antarctica or in Swabenland and then died a few years ago in Brazil.
That's what we heard. That's
I
what we heard.
have all the documents from our own government.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Since 1938, they've been making clone people. There's 8 countries making clones. I have a doctor friend that all it does is treat the clones.
Where do you get your information?
I get it from some of the people that are willing to come forth, and they talk to me because they hope I'll put the information out, because they always got 2 people following them and they may be killed. If I start talking about cloning too much, the people that get involved into that disappear on it. So I don't go into too many more details, but there is information that's available, and more and more of that's coming on the line. I just told you, go rent the movie.
Okay, Boys from Brazil.
Yeah, and you'll see the whole technique on what they show it to you in different places, so you can imagine what it's going on.
Okay, so...
No, let's go to the next step, because this is the most important part.
All right.
If your physical reality that you have, based on this physical life that you have, this dream, is made up of the experiences that is impregnated on your body and in your mind, consciously, right? Mm-hmm. Your soul memory is another thing. It goes back whatever time that you elected to be in this incarnation for whatever reason. Now let's show you the division on these things. Since the body's very physical, and we just got you making a physical being in a few months for spare parts, they said, now we've got the perfect deal. How can we have that work better? Well, if you go to the hospital today and get an encephalogram, what's that? That's the memory of your conscious mind. It's on the CD. Let's download it on this being. Now we got a walking, talking duplicate that has the total memory that you have, because we just took it off of your own mind.
They will take an egg from a woman and remove its nucleus, the part which contains her DNA. They will be left with a hollow egg. Next, they will take a cell from the body of the adult who is to be cloned. It's from this cell that they will make a new human being, an identical genetic copy. Once they have selected the cell, scientists will take its DNA and insert it into the empty egg. Then they will have to stimulate the egg to begin to grow. They might use an electric shock and add chemicals, the methods used in animals. No one understands how or why, but this process should switch the adult cell back to become the very first cell of life. The new embryo will be grown in a dish for a few days, then implanted into a woman's womb, where it might grow into a human being. This human would be a clone.
Dr. Juan was at the centre of a scandal for falsifying human stem cell research.
There's eye cream here.
Since then, he has rebuilt his business, even expanding into cosmetics.
Do you think people deserve a second chance?
Hopefully.
He's begun cloning cows to produce high-quality steaks at a lower cost.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is to get better steaks.
Yes.
All of these?
Yeah.
Are all cloned?
Yeah.
And don't think we're not already eating clone meat. Think about it. Why chickens at chicken farms are all white? Chicken's supposed to come in all colors. But the touchy subject about human clones. Do human clones have souls? Of course, scientists in the church will say they don't have souls, so it won't seem unethical to terminate the subject once they're through with it. I happen to think they do have souls, and I'm going to tell you why. In order to start the growing process, the egg needs a spark, just like the natural way.
We give them a small electrical charge. We give them a small electrical charge. We give them a small electrical charge.
Then they will have to stimulate the egg to begin to grow. use an electric shock.
How do we know that the spark is not consciousness that's just flying around us all the time waiting for an egg to enter and create life? Not only that, souls have emotions. Wouldn't clones have emotions? Not enough for you? Let's talk about identical twins. Identical twins start off as one egg, one soul, but then the egg splits. Both eggs containing the same DNA makeup, just like the egg of a clone. So now that the egg is split, do the new egg all of a sudden gains its own soul, or do they share a soul? Would it sound crazy if I tell you I believe they share the same soul? Well, the soul is the light, and light can be at several places at the same time. Identical twins share the same emotions. 2020 recently aired the story of identical twins that were separated at birth and unknowingly studied for nearly 60 years. These monsters told the parents that one of the twins died and secretly set them up for adoption and monitored their progress. The studies found that the twins are connected and live very similar lives. Some even naming their kids the same names. It was very interesting. You ever seen videos of identical twin babies doing the exact same thing at the same time? It's like the Twilight Zone. Check this video out by YouTube user Funny Babies. If you want to see more, check out that video. But the twins that's most famously known for having the same reaction at the same time is Tia and Tamera. You ever watch their interviews?
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
first one.
I'm scared.
This one should be kind of easy. Finish the lyric.
Oh, Lord.
Sister, sister, talk about a two-way twister, shaking up the family tree.
In living in synchronicity. What is it? Wait, let me do it again. Let me do it again.
Sister, never knew how much I miss ya.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I went with the harder verse.
What is it?
With sibling synchronicity.
Oh, very close. Okay, very close.
Seems like they're having a Mandela moment right there.
We even sang the dang song. I know.
I saw the movie.
You did?
Oh, yes, girl. Nice job. Starring, producing, and all that stuff. The Lifetime Movie Network. So I saw it because you guys gave me a sneak peek. And this is what I...
Sorry.
That trips me out every time. You can't tell me they're not sharing the same souls. In closing, and I know I'm going to upset some people with this, you are God. You are the light that's controlling your human suit. You are here to experience life in the physical form. You know how Holy Roller is always saying that God sees everything you do? It's true. You are God and you see everything that you do. And when judgment comes, you will be judged by the only person you can't argue with, which is yourself. You will judge yourself. Thank you for watching and thank you for sharing your time with me. Have a wonderful day.